Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. There, Deus Kuru is struggling beautifully against the immense and merciless power that is threatening to consume him from the inside out. Yeah, that's the one exception. That is absolute power, the only thing that can destroy Nameless One. Ah! The Trapezahedron shakes crazily in Demonbane's hand, fighting to wrest control away from us in order to unleash its apocalyptic power. Demonbane responds by directing it at Nameless One. No! No! I pull against the controls with all my strength, forcing Demonbane to be still. And as though enraged by my interference, the energy in the Trapezahedron increases even further, its violent flow threatening to sweep us away. As the power nears the limit of my control, it feels like my brain is being run through a blender filled with molten steel. Kuru, if you don't use this power on the enemy, it'll destroy us. Yes, but there's no way I can use it on Anea. At first, Nameless One and Anea seem content to watch us struggle against the Trapezahedron. Finally, however, Nameless One raises its right arm as though giving us one last warning. Are you still taking me lightly? Okay, fine. I'll just use this power to annihilate you. None of it matters, you know. Your suffering and doubt will all be for nothing. With this attack, all of it will be made non-existent. Anea's voice echoes inside my head, making the horrible pain raping my brain even worse. And it pisses me off. For nothing? It's all for nothing? No fucking way. You're not the one who decides that, dumbass! Kuru? Why? Why is everyone trying to get me to do shit that'll leave a bad aftertaste? None of it matters? That's my line, stupid! You say all this shit about demons and destroying the world and being evil that must be destroyed, and then you even try to decide things for the rest of us. This is the battle we chose, the battle we're gonna finish. Who gives a fuck about what you think? Now, I am seriously fucking pissed. Anea, I am gonna tear you out of that ugly machine and teach you a lesson you will never forget. You just wait right there. What are you planning to do? The malice emanating from Nameless One weakens slightly. Anea's voice is soft and gentle, like a parent half annoyed and half amused by the antics of a child. Kuru, you really are. But that lasts for only an instant. And then Anea's concentrated malice hits me with terrible force. Her power gives actual substance to her will, making her fully capable of destroying by intent alone. This is the end, Kuru! Demonbane responds to her murderous energy. It breaks free of our control and charges Nameless One with a Trapezahedron poised to attack. Wreathed in the light and dark of another world, Demonbane is both a judge wielding absolute authority and the merciless executioner who will carry out its sentence. Fuck! Stop! The god of destruction is moments away, its demon-slaying blade aimed right at her throat, and yet Nero looks upon it with satisfaction, perhaps even love. She spreads her arms, preparing to accept the power that will destroy her. It will finally end. Everything will finally end. This twisted circle of fate, this world that has been defiled with an ultimate evil scenario, the despair that has consumed her. With her annihilation, it will all end. She thought that cycle of evil would last forever. But this young man will shatter it, and at last bring it to an end. And even though he is a prisoner of fate, Deus Kuru is the one who will surpass the god's plan. Looks like you underestimated Kuru, faceless. She closes her eyes softly. For the first time in her existence, she is sure of victory. This is Kuru's strength. This is humanity's strength. Nyarala? No, you're the one who's underestimating Kuru's strength, Nero. Nameless One's right arm spirals through the air, but just before the Trapezahedron would have struck Nameless One, I used all my strength to move Demonbane's arms. I managed to force the Trapezahedron out of line, and it chopped off Nameless One's arm instead. It's at its limit! Ora! I thrust the Trapezahedron into the severed Stop doing that, pesky game. I thrust the trapezahedron into the severed limb, releasing the power just before it explodes. A raging storm of light and dark surges from the blade and consumes the arm. But the trapezahedron is still filled with an uncontrollable energy. Ah! Next, I swing the trapezahedron around and cut off Nameless One's left arm. It goes flying through the air. And I stab it with the trapezahedron. A raging storm of light and dark surges from the blade and consumes the arm. The trapezahedron still shows no sign of calming down. Try this! I lop off Nameless One's head with the trapezahedron and then run it through. Do what I fucking tell you, you piece of shit! Light and dark pour from the cracks in Nameless One's head, and the head bursts apart. The light bursts apart. The dark bursts apart. A rift opens in space-time, sucking everything from the other world into it. And then the world returns to normal, as though telling us to forget the nightmare. With the world restored, Nameless One stands silently before us, missing its arms and head. It doesn't appear to be regenerating this time. It's just standing there, like an old tree, cracked and worn. A piece of its chest armour falls off with a sharp noise, making a huge splash as it hits the sea of blood. Aeneas is in the hole, a dazed expression on her face. I move Demonbane's palm alongside Nameless One's cockpit, then run up the arm to reach Aeneas. Hey, wait! Kuro, you're being too reckless! I look into the cockpit and find Aeneas staring up at me. Yo, troublemaker. Hey. Still looking pretty out of it, she raises her hand limply. The gesture is silly but cute, bringing a wry smile to my face. Well, you satisfied? That's not really the problem here. Sure it is, stupid. You were just being selfish, right? Selfish? Kuro, don't be careless. She hasn't lost her power. Al approaches, but I wave to her to show that it's cool. She sighs in exasperation. I put my hand on Aeneas' head. Let's go home. Huh? That heart is Cthulhu's core, right? If I destroy it, everything will be all good? No. What do you mean, go home? Wouldn't my office be better than staying in this shitty place? Come on, let's go back, get some food and sleep. We can think about all this afterwards. But I'm Nero. No, you're not. I stab my finger at her with a fierce glare, and Aeneas flinches and falls silent. I correct her. I defeated Nero, the last of the Anticross. And now there's only Aeneas left. Let's leave it at that. Aeneas smiles weakly, and I can't tell whether she's embarrassed or about to cry. She shakes her head slowly. It doesn't work like that, you know. Joy's doing this first thing in the morning, but it's literally the best time to do it, purely from a, gives me the rest of the day to get it all processed point of view. It doesn't work like that, you know. You're just deluding yourself. Yeah, I guess. I agree easily. After all, no matter what word games I play, the truth that she was the demon Nero will never change. But even so, I don't think you're so evil that you have to be destroyed. This time she smirks mischievously in response. I guess her expressiveness, at least, will never change. You think you have the right to judge whether a sinner should live or die? Nah, I just beat down people I don't like. So I'm probably not much different from you. She smiles that strange smile again. Half shy. Half shy. Half sad. But also somewhat happy. Well, that's mathematically bollocks. That's just like you. She laughs. Relax if you will, but the world is still in a pinch. Oh, yeah. Now that she mentions it, Cthulhu is still going berserk in spectacular fashion. What's that supposed to mean? Don't forget what's important. Come on, I didn't forget. I just put it out of my mind for a little bit. Don't! Watching our usual banter, Aeneas laughs mirthfully. I start laughing too, and Al turns away with exasperation. Aeneas speaks again, still grinning radiantly. You're strong, Kuro. What's this all of a sudden? Aeneas responds to my confusion with a peaceful, satisfied smile. really are strong, Kuru. Far beyond anything Nero imagined. Like I said, you're not Nero. Aeneas responds to my reproach with a peaceful, satisfied smile. I was determined, you know. I've been cursed to be unable to destroy myself, but if my connection to the world had been severed by the shining trapezahedron, that curse would have been nullified, and I'd have been able to kill myself. Aeneas smiles that peaceful, satisfied smile. What I needed was the determination, the courage to destroy myself. I thought I could borrow some from you, but I was wrong. I know that now. That's not real strength. Like they always say, that would just be running away. Aeneas smiles that peaceful, satisfied smile, and an indescribable fear is crushing my heart. Aeneas, you still... I don't get to finish my shout. She suddenly presses her lips against mine, and it lasts for only an instant but feels so terribly long. And then she pulls slowly away. If there's a next time, I'll be even stronger than I am now. Strong enough that I can be proud of living, while struggling against the ultimate despair. She unwinds her hand from around my waist and steps back. I reach out to her, and an irresistible sense of imminent catastrophe is screaming at me not to let her go. But my fingers can't touch her, and she's only a step away. Thank you, my precious Kuru, for letting me be Aeneas at the end. And I'm going to have to ruin these nice clothes you bought me. Sorry. A hand bursts from Aeneas' stomach, horribly white and slender. What the... Its 5 fingers wriggle to find purchase, then begin to tear the hole wider. The 5 fingers become 10 as a second hand emerges from the wound. The hands are gradually ripping Aeneas apart. She falls back, her blood spraying out in a bright arc over the crimson sea. Her last smile is burned indelibly into my eyes. You! The white hands pull the wound even wider, and inside the gap covered with blood, I see something golden. Thrusting its head and then its upper body free, something is born from Aeneas' womb. And her body is so very, very small. The child is far larger than its mother, and there's something beautiful about this. I think that description of beautiful is a bit screwed up. Glowing with life, the newborn possesses a certain majesty, and that just makes it all the more horrifying. Faced with the beauty of this loathsome other, I'm forced to empty the contents of my stomach, and as the child pulls itself free, Aeneas' body is stretched to its limit. It tears, it breaks, it bursts, the gore goes flying everywhere. All of these pieces were once Aeneas. The newborn stands at the centre of the crimson rain, surrounded by the fragments of Aeneas. It lifts its head, letting its golden hair drape over its white skin. It is a young man, possessing a certain androgynous beauty. He raises his face and brushes back his hair, opening his eyes slowly. Those golden eyes. Dark gold, utterly devoid of light. I know them well, and I can never forget his inhuman, terribly evil smile. Smile like a gaping void. We shout his accursed name. Master Therion! You know what, I think that's a really good point to end this part. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next.